What I learned from reading books about money since I was a teenager is that investing is very important because it helps your money grow instead of losing value. But then, when I was actually approaching my first few incomes, I knew I needed and I also wanted to invest, but I also knew that I needed to do other stuff with my money. And I felt like there was this big piece missing. Like the investing part of the personal finance puzzle was very clear, but the rest of it wasn't. And I'm a very systematic person, so I wanted the whole picture. And there are indeed mistakes that young people make when they're starting out in their career. So number one is not knowing the numbers. Maybe you're making money for the first time and you're so excited about it, and you go on that fancy weekend trip with your friends to celebrate and spend $2,000 on it, just to discover that it's gonna be tight with your next rent. So it's important to know your income, especially your net income in the beginning, that is what you take home, and further down the line also your gross income, and maybe take a look what's deducted from there. See how much taxes you pay and see if there's maybe room to save some. And you also have to know the bare minimum of your expenses, especially the ones that you really need. And that would be shelter, food and clothes. The minimum needed clothes. I already made a video about important money numbers. You'll find it here or here, and you can watch it later. Number two is not thinking about insurances. And I get it, you're young, you're healthy, and you feel invincible. Unfortunately, there are things in life that we cannot control. And that can be that something happens to us or to others. And for those cases, there are at least 3 domains to cover, and that's health, liability, and disability. Because if something happens in those 3 domains, it can get very expensive. And if you don't have insurance, that can cost you your livelihood. And maybe the state already takes care of it, that's depending on where you live. Maybe not. Either way, you need to know who pays in those situations. Mistake number 3 is not paying attention to debt. Maybe you think, I'm finally earning money, I think the debt will take care of itself now. Well, unfortunately it won't. You might also get excited about investing and you want to start with that first. So what if I told you you can have an instant 12% return with absolutely no risk? Sounds good? Pay off your high interest credit card debt. Number 4, not having a financial plan and a system to carry out that plan. You know, maybe your friend told you about this very awesome investment that you have to jump on now, and you get hooked and you put $2,000 towards it. And then 3 months later, the price significantly drops and you panic and you sell. Maybe you invest a bit here and invest a bit there, then you stop. You buy, sell, and there's no really a plan behind it. So instead, maybe take a little time to research and set up an investment strategy that you can stick to for the next years, consistently. Mistake number 5, not building an emergency fund first. I know it feels great to have your first 5,000 or 10,000 invested, but if something unforeseen happens and you have to take that money out at the market -10, -20, -30%, you gain nothing. One important rule of investing is to not invest money that you will need in the next 5 to 10 years. If you ask me, whether 10 years. So it's important to have uninvested cash for the unpredictable things. And mistake number 6 is not automating your finances. And the reason that is a mistake is because of the law of least effort. We need to acknowledge that our brain wants to save energy at all costs, and that being lazy is actually part of our human nature. So no matter how excited you are in the beginning, if you don't automate, you will not stick with it for long. So use the excitement that made you click on this video in the first place to start organizing your finances, make a plan, build a system, and automate everything. And then you can jump to the next exciting thing. If the next thing is to build up your emergency fund, I recommend this video next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.